In this module, we will be talking about another sampling methodology, which is cluster random sampling. It is one of the basic assumptions in any sampling procedure that the population can be divided into finite number of distinct and identifiable units called sampling units. Moreover, the smallest unit into which the population can be divided are called elements. And when we group those elements, we call them clusters. In cluster sampling, we divide the whole population into clusters according to some well-defined rule, where we treat the clusters as sampling units. That's what make it distinct. In other sampling methodologies, our individuals, basic elements, are our sampling units. But in cluster random sampling, our clusters are going to be our sampling units. We use certain statistical methodologies, certain sampling methodologies to choose the clusters. And once the clusters are chosen, we study the whole cluster altogether, which is going to be the part of our final sample. Let's take an example where it's a two-step procedure, where first of all, we have those clusters in our hand. One really want to make sure that these clusters are externally homogeneous, but they are internally heterogeneous. Here in this example, we have 4 clusters where we could see that there are few men and few women in all those 4 clusters. Within the cluster, there is heterogeneity. But if we talk about all these 4 clusters, they are 4 groups of men and women. In cluster sampling, from these 4 clusters, we want to choose 2 clusters. As I said earlier, that in cluster sampling, clusters are the basic sampling units. So if we want to choose 2 clusters out of it, we can use random numbers or other sampling methodologies. Let's say we use random numbers and the 2 clusters selected are cluster number 1 and cluster number 4. Now, if we want to study this whole population, we only study each and every individual present in the cluster number 1 and cluster number 4. But one should keep it in mind that the choice of clusters that is made is totally random, and that's what makes it a cluster random sampling. Cluster sampling is preferred when there are no reliable listing available regarding the elements, or even if the listing is available, it's very expensive to work on that, or the location or identification of the units may be difficult. Moreover, there is another important condition that every unit of the population should be identified into one cluster, and there shouldn't be any omissions or duplications available. And when the condition is not satisfied, the bias is going to be introduced, which is eventually going to impact our results at the end. There's a basic difference between stratified and cluster random sampling. In stratified sampling, the stratas are constructed in such a way that within they are homogeneous, and among the strata they are heterogeneous. Whereas cluster sampling, the clusters are constructed in such a way that within they are heterogeneous, but externally, among 2 clusters, they are homogeneous. There are a few advantages and disadvantages of cluster random sampling. Its advantages include that it's very useful when populations are large and spread over large geographic region, because this helps us to reach out the majority in one area, and from that cluster you can collect the data. It is more economical because if from the large population that's spread it all over, it's really not easy to reach out to the every random sample that's being selected. Whereas in cluster sampling, when we group all the individuals living in a single locality and we select those localities by using random sampling, it will save us a lot of cost of traveling or even our manpower to reach out to the one individual in north, other individual in south, or other individual in east, and the last individual on the west. Rather, it will just choose one area and researcher can go into that area and collect all the sample right from there. It also cut down the cost of preparing a sampling frame, since it doesn't require a whole sampling frame out there. Because once the cluster is selected, you're going to study all of them. But one can use two-stage cluster sampling where we can further take the sample out of the cluster using certain random methodology. But most of the time, when we are talking about the cluster random sampling, it's our cluster that's the basic sampling unit. Few disadvantages includes that they are statistically less efficient. That is, their standard error of the estimates is likely to be large. Representation is likely to become an issue because sometimes the people coming from the same race, same economic background, or similar characteristics, they live together. So sometimes it's really hard to find the whole lot of diversity that one may want to capture while conducting the sampling methodology. And moreover, it's often used to evaluate vaccination coverage in epidemiology. Clusters are internally heterogeneous, but externally homogeneous. It is very likely to introduce sampling bias in that situation. Clusters may not be representative of the whole population, but may be too alike as well. Thank you.